Since the students aren't here yet, but we'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order, and we'll go over the students report. Please rise for pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Secretary, call the roll.
Hammernick.
Here.
Shalata.
Here.
Dunlap.
Here.
Casper.
Here.
Lloyd. Here. Barry.
Here.
Nenza.
Here. We're going to jump to 4.1 Superintendent's Report.
Yes, thank you. I just want to announce the District 146 Wellness Fair, our first annual, will happen on Saturday, March 2nd from 9:30 to 1. A committee is planning the event and reaching out to partners that will offer a variety of parent, child, and family sessions, focused areas of wellness, including mental health, physical health, nutrition, and child development. This event is open to the community and free for all to attend. And the one detail that we're still a little nervous about is whether or not folks will come, because the offerings are going to be amazing. We're really delighted with how much community support and folks that want to participate. So we just hope that people come out and experience it. That's Saturday, March 2nd, 9:30 to 1. Our 8th grade Washington, D.C. trip is getting close, and we're super excited. On March 20th, 60 8th grade students, along with 3 parent chaperones and 6 teachers, will travel to Washington, D.C. for 3 days. We're excited to offer this experience to our students. Chaperones include Monica Lloyd, Mark Lewis, Robin Testa, Haley Reif, Mike Norris, and Susan Downs. The group will fly Southwest Airlines from O'Hare and are scheduled to arrive shortly after 9 a.m. Highlights from the trip include the World War II Memorial, Washington Monument, Holocaust Museum, Lincoln Memorial, Arlington National Cemetery, Iwo Jima Marine Memorial, the Pentagon, Ford's Theater, Martin Luther King Memorial, National History Museum, Mount Vernon, the Capitol, and the White House. Their itinerary is packed full of rich experiences. Thank you to the team and the parent volunteers who have partnered with CMS to make this trip happen. We're really excited, and so are the kids. Summer school planning is underway for Summer School 2024. This year's summer programming will run July 8th through August 1st, and all programs for all grade levels will be provided here at Fulton. Fulton parking lot is getting new LED lights. We've got a number of outdated ballasts in the existing lights. We've got a credit on record with the company where we'll get the materials from, and a ComEd energy rebate will cover the cost of the labor. So we're getting free new bright lights in Fulton's parking lot, so we're excited about that. Just for the board's information and the community's information, the Ad Center is busy these days preparing for the civil rights data collection. This is a large undertaking that happens every 2 years. And the CRDC collects information about enrollment, access to courses, programs, school staff, and school climate factors to make sure that the school is in compliance with civil rights law. The curriculum department is currently partnering with HR and the principals and the tech team to collect all the required data with the deadline of February 26th. So thank you, Wendy, and your team and all of the other teams that you're going to be working with to have a successful review. Congratulations to Rachel Miller and her family on the birth of Easton J. Easton was born Sunday, February 4th. They're both doing well. Congratulations to Grandma Lynn and Uncle Andrew, too. Rachel is an early learning teacher at Fulton. Lynn Sebastian's a parapro at Fulton. And Andrew Sebastian is a paraprofessional at CMS. So congratulations, family. Several condolences this month. Jeanette Hilgeth's husband passed away. Jeanette has been with the district since 2007. She was part of the food service team at Fulton for many years and recently joined the Memorial family. Corey Springer's mom, Janet Graham, passed away on her 84th birthday. Memorial services were private. Corey's an LBS at Fulton. Amanda Conrad's grandmother, Joyce Schoening, passed away. Amanda is a custodian at Fulton. And Gene Alvarez's father, Glade Joseph Matthews, passed away. He was also an uncle to Lisa Casada. Gene is the building para at CMS, and Lisa is the reading specialist at Cruz. So our hearts go out to those families for their loss, and we extend our deepest condolences. And that concludes the superintendent's report.
5.1, citizens may address the board at this time. Seeing no citizens. 6.1, union report.
Lori?
Hello. Do I have to sign in?
No.
Oh. It's been a while since I've done this. Good evening. Welcome to Fulton, actually. This is actually my homestead, so welcome. Union, we didn't, actually, it looks like a lot of our schools are targeting the Act of Kindness Week this week. A lot of our student councils are doing it. I know we are doing it here. We are encouraging students to buy pencilgrams, what we call them, with messages where we're going to donate money to Paws since their recent fire at Paws, and in addition to our wheelchair event that Fulton is sponsoring. It looks like Cruz is also doing a Spirit Kindness Week where they are also, and so is Memorial, where they're filling in a bingo tic-tac-toe. And we know promoting kindness is obviously a big thing right now. I feel like in our society and things, we definitely are fighting against all the social media and everything to promote our kindness in our schools and everything, so it's good that all of our schools are promoting that. Fulton also, we participated in the World Read Aloud Day, so that was kind of cool, where the kids got to actually see some live authors. And it looks like Cruz and Fulton will be having glow party dancing, so that's coming up too for the winter things, so if you're bored, come out and dance. I know we always got some great things there. But otherwise, like you said, we're moving along. We'll be getting to the end of the trimester soon, and plugging forward, analyzing data, and just keeping ourselves going. So welcome again to Fulton.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion for the consent agenda, please?
I move that we approve item 7.1, approval of minutes, 7.2, approval of closed session minutes, 7.3, approval of the destruction of closed session tapes, 7.4, approval of financial items, and 7.5, approval of personnel items.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Secretary, call the roll.
Hammernick,
Yes.
Schlada,
Yes.
Dunlap,
Yes.
Casper,
Yes.
Lloyd, yes, Barry.
Yes.
Nenza.
Yes. 7.6, approval of CMS band tour.
Yes, so the information that the board is aware of, well, none of the information regarding the trip has changed, but as the board knows in private, we've been asked for approval for next spring's band trip in April of 2025. The location is still top secret, but all the details are in your executive content. And as you know, the board must approve trips that are either overnight or out of state. In this case, both, hint, hint. So I'm encouraging the board to approve the recommendation for this trip tonight.
Is there a motion?
I move that the board approve the CMS band trip as presented.
Is there a second?
None of our content's loading, so we
I
don't
know.
have access to any of this
won't
right now.
process.
You did fabulous. Any discussion? All right, Secretary, call the roll.
Hammernick.
Yes.
Schlada,
Yes.
Dunlap,
Yes.
Casper.
Yes.
Lloyd, yes, Barry.
Yes.
Nenza.
Yes. 7.7, approval of the 2024-2025 school calendar.
Yes, there have been no changes to the calendar either since you had it as information last month. I will draw the board's attention to the possibility that we may need to do a calendar amendment if the ISC's joint
All area professional development,
institute,
joint institute.
if they have content that supports our goals, we'll want to participate in that. The date and the content hasn't been determined yet. So if they don't do it or it doesn't interest us, this is the calendar as you see it today. If it does, then we'll be asking you for an amendment to this calendar.
When is the Joint Institute typically? Like, is there a general time frame, or is it throughout?
First ever, so we don't have a date yet.
First ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, is there a motion?
I move to approve the 2024-25 school calendar as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a discussion? Secretary, call the roll.
Hammernick,
Yes.
Shalata,
Yes.
Dunlap,
Yes.
Casper.
Yes.
Lloyd, yes. Barry.
Yes.
Nenza.
Yes. Information items, 8.1 CMS Roofing Restoration Project.
Matt?
Sure, thank you. Since last week's committee of the whole, we've asked Garland Roofing to proceed with developing a scope of work for the restoration of Central Middle School's roof. They will also be holding on-site bidding, and at the March board meeting, at the March committee of the whole, we will present the board with the bid results.
Great,
Thank you.
thank you.
Matt,
Yes, sir.
just to be clear, like, there were 3 different options presented in that, in terms, are they bidding on all 3 of what was in the information item? There was like a 30-year option, a 20-year warranty option, a 15-year warranty option. What are we having them bid on?
A 15-year option is
15-year.
what we're looking at.
Okay. Okay, very good.
Other questions? Okay, 8.2 Special Education Transportation Contract Renewal F25.
Yes, so Sunrise is our special ed transportation provider. We're happy with them. They've been with us for a long time. So they approached me about renewing for next year, and they gave me 2 options, a 1-year proposal at 10% or 2 years at 8 and 7. I managed to talk them down to 2 years at 7 and 7, which is not much, but it's something. And in talking to some of my colleagues, business managers from area districts, it looks like our current rates are pretty well below theirs. So I'm going to recommend the 7 and 7 2-year contract. It's just info this month. In board docs, they have a little presentation that they gave me showing why they're asking for this much. But I actually think it's reasonable, and so it'll be on the agenda next month for approval.
But the likelihood, if we went 10% for 1 year, the likelihood it wouldn't go up even more than 7 and 7 for the second year.
Very possibly it would,
Most likely.
yeah.
Other questions? Okay. 8.3 Property Tax Relief Grant Abatement.
Yes, as you know, we have gotten the property tax relief grant for a 3rd year in a row, which is great news. So as part of that, we have to abate for 2 years. So it's info this month, but you have in board docs the abatement resolutions. We have year 2 of last year's grant and year 1 of this year's, both of which will need to be approved in order to get the state funding. So that'll be an action item next month.
Jeff, could you maybe just run us like a quick thing just to show, because we've already completed one of these, right?
Yes.
And so this is actually going to be our 3rd one.
Yes, that's correct.
So I'm just curious, when the dust all settles, like how much have we actually abated, and then how much additional revenue are we gonna end up when it's all said and done from
Yep.
so like the state should have paid us for the first round, we're getting that this budget year, right? The additional revenue?
Yes, so for the first one, the state paid us the first year. We got the money even before we started abating.
Oh, wow.
And then we abated the next 2 years, and then the same for the second one and the third one. So, yes, I can,
So we don't even have to finish with the second abatement before we get the money?
right, on all 3 of them, we will have gotten the first payment of the money, the first year's money, before we even abate. They claw it back if you don't end up abating.
Right.
Yeah, I figured there's some mechanism, but, okay.
We can put that in a chart and put it in this week's update.
Yeah, I just was sort of curious about, like, kind of what, and I guess the only other thing presumably, the legislature could just pass a bill that says they're not paying this to us anymore, right? I mean, this isn't like this isn't anything secured, right?
So the grant amount, it's a grant the first year, $1 million, let's say, the first year was right around $1 million, but then that number becomes part of our permanent funding minimum for all future years. So it's built in to our funding.
That's why it was a no-brainer when we did.
Yeah, so then they could potentially, they'd have to like change the whole funding
They would have to
formula.
change the entire state's funding to take the money away from us once it becomes part of the permanent funding minimum.
Very good.
8.4, policy updates, first read.
Yes, the policy committee met on February 2nd and went through a large package of recommended changes from press, which is our service through IASB that gives us recommendations on new language. It was also, it was accompanied by a batch of reviews. They do, every year they do a 5-year review of what hasn't been edited in the previous 5, just to update the references and the language. And we made it through and are recommending the following, the attached policy changes for your consideration. There's an attachment of all the new language in board docs.
And that's an info item this month, be action item next month. Okay, 9.1, communications, I know we have one.
Board of Education Administration and staff of School District 146, thank you for the beautiful flower arrangement. Jeanette and Brandon Hilga.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're gonna jump back to 3.1. Ms. Hankowski, could you please tell us about our spelling bee winners,
Yes.
even though they're not here?
Yes, would you like me to go there?
You're fine, right?
Okay. I am sorry that our students were not represented this evening, but if they were, you would think you were having deja vu because it was the same champion and champion runner-up as last year. They are remarkable, each as individuals and as competitors. And so Anya Kleiss will go on to represent our school district at the South Cook B. And because of how well Anya did last year, we certainly will not be surprised if Anya goes on to the regional competition that will take place later in March, and then hopefully we'll have some representation in Washington, D.C. She's only in 6th grade right now, so certainly has some time. And Monica Jiang from Cruz is a 4th grader. So impressive too, so I expect that we'll be seeing them year after year. And all the other competitors were wonderful too.
Thank you. We have certificates and pennants for them. Would you like to take
I
them?
will, I'll send them out to or I'll bring them to schools, yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Can I have a motion to go into closed session, please?
I move to go into closed session for a personnel matter.
Is there a second?
I second.
Secretary, call the roll.
Kaepernick,
Yes.
Chalada, Dunlap,
Yes.
Casper,
Yes.
Lloyd, yes, Barry, Nenza.
Yes, we're in closed session. There will be no action after close. Thank you, everybody.